These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
We are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Sunday, May 12th. I look at the date for those because I just look at my phone and it is past midnight, so it is Sunday, May 12th. Here after Celtics Cavs Game 3, Celtics earn a win. Go up 2-1 in the series, a 106-93 victory for the Celtics. The trend continues. Celtics hold their opponent under 100. They win the game. Simple as that in the playoffs, people. Let's keep with Jayson Tatum bounces back, relatively speaking. 33, 13, and 6 is a bounce back in my book. 11 of 25, 2 of 8 for him. Jaylen Brown, equally as awesome. 28 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists for him. 13 of 17 in the field. Jrue Holiday also had a big-time game. Got the hiccups in this one for the Celtics. 7 of 10, 3 of 4. 18 points, including some top-notch defense from him. Derek White found his shot towards the end of the game. Made 3 of his 8 3-point attempts. Overall, great bounce-back win for the Celtics. Donovan Mitchell tried his best to spoil it, but Celtics held on up 2-1 in the series now.
This was the type of game I think we all needed today. You had a lot of questions answered, maybe. Tatum was better. He had a very great start to this game. Maybe got tuckered out at the end a little bit, but overall was there when they needed him to be. Another really, really good Jaylen game. Game 1, really good Jaylen game. Game 3, really good Jaylen game. 13 of 17 is pristine efficiency. I love me some efficiency. And he hit the glass really hard. I just thought he was inspired. He made a lot of big shots in this game. There were moments where I felt like the Cavs were climbing back into it. He had a couple tough ones, the one-legged runner with the shot clock expiring, I think, to put them back up 13 or 11 as Cleveland made a push. And maybe MVP Jrue Holiday today. Maybe
Jrue Holiday. I didn't think the Celtics offense looked great today.
it did
for most of
at
the game,
times.
especially in the first half. If Jrue Holiday wasn't as successful in the post as he was in the first half, I think this would have been a completely different game. So I agree to some extent. MVP Jrue Holiday.
I really thought Holiday looked like smart today in the best way possible. He was patient under the basket. You mentioned the post-ups. He took advantage of whoever was on him, not even just guard mismatches. He literally bully-balled Evan Mobley once or twice in this game and finished with his left, was unbelievably patient. I loved what we saw from him. This was a big, I don't want to say legacy spot for Jrue Holiday, but it was a big spot because he was not great in game 2. He was in the crosshairs of some of the angry fans after game 2. And he came out today, balls to the wall, back against the wall. 18, 8, and 5. What an outing for the man. And not to mention, those 8 rebounds were all loud. He hit the glass with intent.
Yeah.
He got some big stop ensuring rebounds, closing out defensive possessions when they needed him to. Had a pair of them on the offensive glass too. Man, what a bounce back game for him. And the threes dropped. 3 of 4 from 3. What a hoss.
This was his best game in the playoffs, and it's not close. Like he was awesome in this game. Is he the thumbnail? Can you make him the thumbnail when Tatum did what he did, or Brown did what he did?
He was the
Tatum,
the story going into this game, and he delivered too. But not to jump off Holiday too fast, this was certainly his best game of the playoffs. If you want, you might be able to call game 2 an outlier. Bear with me, not all the way, because he was a bit shaky throughout the Heat series. But towards the end of that Heat series, he was starting to find his footing. Game 1, he was good. This is Holiday. Game 2, he obviously was not. And then tonight, he had his best game of the playoffs. So we may be seeing Holiday. This is like the Holiday graph. If you're watching online, you're going up, going up, going up, going up. You're kind of like shaky to start. Go up, go up, go up. Have a little bit of a dip, and then you go way up. We are ascending. Jrue Holiday. W.
Yeah, Drew's great. He was great defensively too. Like Donovan Mitchell was, frankly, cooking the shit out of this team for a while, and Jrue took on the match, and it felt like he slowed him down a little. I think Mitchell also got tired, which Holiday said after the game.
But game 2, right? too. Like he guarded him for
Relatively,
24 possessions, 0 of 2 shooting. Like really didn't get
yeah.
let Mitchell get any shots off either. So the defense has been a big thing. Sorry, I just wanted to
No.
pile
Yeah,
on.
you know, you're right. Jayson Tatum though, like that was the story. Early on in this game was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're back. Made his first 2 threes. Didn't make another 3 the rest of the evening, so that wasn't as fun. Took some bad shots later on in the game, some middies. I will say a few of his quote unquote bad shots were this Celtics possession didn't work. The ball's in my hand. Shit, I have to try to do something. So there was like 2 or 3 of those where it was just like end of the shot clock. He had to throw something up. But it slowly trailed throughout the game. I thought it was a lot better in terms of aggressiveness. This game, it felt like he made it more of a point to get to the rim. He also had more turnovers, but I also think that was a product of he was actively looking to score. He had 5 turnovers in this game, which isn't great, but I think that's a product of him, like I said, actively looking to score more, be more aggressive, and that's just going to happen because it's a really physical game. These refs are like they were swallowing their whistle, which is good, fine, no complaints, but like both sides are very upset with the refs, and you can tell that Tatum and Mitchell and Strus and everybody else are like pissed off. I say Strus because I know he tweeted about it, but
Strus is such a rat. I mean,
this is a good one from Tatum.
He did like a take foul in transition with like, I mean, the game was over. It was literally like, oh, we're intentionally fouling to either get the starters out or we're going to play the foul game really, really, really far in advance. And then he goes up to the ref with his palms up. Shut the fuck up, dude. You like actively tried to foul Jaylen. All right, sorry.
No, but like you could just see the difference in Tatum last game to this game in terms of his aggressiveness. Tatum's also really good defensively in this one. Like he's all over the place all the time on defense, and he has been the entire playoffs, but no one likes to talk about that because it's not what you think of when you think of Jayson Tatum, but he's like phenomenal on that end and has been. 13 rebounds too. Like his rebounding was great. 6 assists. He was doing the same, leverage his own, the pressure he sees into more opportunities for others. This was probably Tatum's best game of the playoffs so far. What do you say this is Tatum's best game of the playoffs
Ironically
so
enough,
far?
game 2 against Miami was a really good Tatum game. It just the team sucked. And the reason why they lost that game was 1, Miami shut the lights up, at 2, they got really, really pulled into ISO ball. Him and Jaylen both had solid game 2s against Miami, and it just played into Miami's favor because the ball didn't pop around. Today, to your point with the rebounds, he is in that same category with Jrue, where those rebounds were loud.
Yeah.
He was actively crashing, making things difficult on Cleveland, being physical underneath. When shots were up, he was there trying to put an end to the defensive possession. That was huge. There was that whole probably last 18 minutes of this game where it was like, oh, maybe the Cavs are going to come back. Felt like they might come back. Didn't come back. The Celtics, while they did as much as they could to play with fire and maybe lose this game, they got the big buckets / big stops when they needed them. So credit to them. They won the clutch moments in this game, even though it really felt like they might have been trying to lose them. But not really. Obviously, they're not trying to lose them.
Yeah, Tatum was good. I think this probably was his best game of the playoffs. I was looking at it, and I was trying to like see what other games could have been. I think game 3 against Miami was really good for him too. Excuse me, but game 1 as well. But this felt like it was really good. Jaylen Brown did a great job of picking his spots. He was like, I didn't even realize how efficient he was in this game till after it, or that he had 28 points. He was just kind of doing whatever he needed to at the time and nothing more. And then Joe talked about it after the game. He was like, the biggest progression is no matter if he makes like 2 or 3 shots in a row, the next play is always going to be the right play. And that's huge from Jaylen because that's kind of been the biggest knock on him up to this point. Excuse me, I have really bad allergies stuck in my throat right now. I was talking to Noah about this, and she's probably going to smile because she's literally going to laugh at me because she's right next to me. But it feels like they don't run enough for either of the Jays. Like we talk a lot about they don't run enough for Jayson Tatum. They don't run enough for Jaylen Brown either. Like like I said, I think the offense in this game was pretty shit. It was just a lot of one screen. If that one screen doesn't work, figure it out from there. Like they ran a few plays, like they ran horns early in the game and it got a great fucking shot and they missed it. They ran something similar later in the game, or I don't know if they ran that later in the game, but they ran like the pick and seal for Al Horford later in the game, and they dumped it into him and he made a pass to the corner. And I think it was Jaylen. He missed a 3. I don't get it. I forget who it was. I think it was ironically the Mind the Game podcast. I think it was LeBron and JJ who said this. I don't get why teams just don't spam shit that works. Like if you see a play that works, just fucking do it again until they stop it. Like why isn't that a thing? Why like if the horn set works or if the dump in and kick to a big works, why are we just like, nah, we'll save it. Just do it until you fucking
They
stop
kind of did that, or they tried in the fourth quarter with Tatum. They came out of a timeout, ran something where it was obviously to get Tatum on the right side of the floor with whoever on him. He cuts hard across the paint, winds up with Strus, spins right off Strus, has a loud dunk.
Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch all the winnings roll in. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with basketball, hockey, college basketball entries today on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. One of our favorite picks here at the How About Them Celtics podcast is the Jrue Holiday blocks. It's usually 0.5. He just needs more than 0.5 blocks. That means 1 Jrue Holiday block. And that pick is in the bag. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
They did it again. It didn't really work. Or no. Was it the fourth quarter? The box score says he was only 2 of 7 in the fourth quarter.
Tatum was rough in the fourth.
He was rough, but maybe this was in the third quarter then. I don't know. I might be just losing it. But he had
feels like you don't do the same thing over and over
spin
again.
dunk, and then he had a jab step jumper, but then he had on the opposite side of the floor a fallaway baseline that was essentially iced the game. So maybe one of those did not come in the fourth, but I feel like they all did. I don't know. The point is they repeated the play, like you said.
Well, yeah, but that play is just get Tatum in an ISO. Like that's not. I don't like that.
Well,
I don't
it's
like
get Tatum in ISO, but it's also 1, trying to get a mismatch. 2, keeping the rest of the team. Well, he spun right off in one of them, and then they went back to it because he didn't guard him well.
But he sucks against Strus in this series. He's like objectively not been good.
Do they have the stuff for today yet?
No, definitely not. But we looked at it before the game. Before today, he was 4 of 13 against Strus.
Yeah, that I know because he struggled in those first.
Also, like, I totally understand the mismatch hunting thing. But if the other plays you're running are getting open threes, just fucking keep running them. Like, I don't get it. Like, what are we doing? And then when they adjust to cover the 3, you're gonna have layups. Just do the same shit. I'm gonna pull up the play because it's pissing me off, and I need to explain what I'm like thinking of here. I can actually just find it because I think
Speaking
it was
of the fourth quarter,
Holiday 3 in the first one. Yeah,
kind of how we got here. Jaylen 4 of 4, 8 points.
Yeah, Jaylen's great.
Big boy, big closer day for Jaylen. He was really the only person aside from Derek White who had it in the fourth. Pritchard also made one of the biggest shots of the game, his only shot of the game. Celtics kind of reeling.
That was a crazy shot.
Deep 3.
That was wild. All right, here we go. Here it is. Let me see here. Was it the first 3 of the game or was it? It was 10 minutes in the first quarter. Here it is. I found it. This is the play I'm talking about. They ran horns. They get. Sorry, I need to see the play so I can describe it to the audio listeners. They get Derek White, passes the ball to Jrue Holiday. Holiday is 1 horn. Then after Derek White passes him the ball, he screens for Tatum, screens Strus, and then Holiday sets a screen for Tatum, slips it though, and then gets into the paint, gets 2 defenders, and then Al Horford gets just probably the most open 3 ever. Unfortunately, he misses it, but why not keep doing that? Like, just do it again. And they did it later in the game. I'm gonna find it here. JB missed a 3 in the third quarter. They ran something so similar, and guess what? Guess what it generated? Another fucking open 3 for one of the best players in the world. Like, I don't, like, it doesn't make sense to me that they don't just do this over and over again. This isn't the exact same play, but this is like a similar concept in terms of a dump in and then draw the defender. But
Right,
Al
the
Horford
short
sets a
roll.
good screen, dumps it into him. Okoro overreacts. Great pass. He gets a 3. But like, why aren't we just doing stuff like that over and over again? Why are we matchup hunting and getting ISOs? And I get it from the concept of you want to get Tatum shots because he's Jayson Tatum and he can hunt, like, he, for as bad as he has shot against Jrue, like, he can make those shots. He did it more so today. He can be aggressive and get downhill and get into the paint and draw fouls and all that stuff. But like, I wish the balance was more run the plays rather than hunt the matchups. You know what I'm saying? I just wish that balance was a little bit more in favor of running plays and off ball movement and constant ball movement rather than slow down a lot. I really didn't like the offense today, and they got away with it because Jrue was great in the post and Tatum was aggressive and Jaylen Brown picked his spots really well. But I don't know. I wish they moved the ball more sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you could say that every game. You could say it literally every single game. We've talked about it plenty on this show. We've talked about it when things don't go well late in the game, which was kind of a stressor today, thinking as like, oh, like texting someone during the game, and I was like, this is like a sweat. And they're like, why? I'm like, well, it feels like if this gets below 9, they might lose because they, for the same reason that you just said, would have resorted to mismatch hunting. Maybe don't execute as well down the stretch as they should.
See, I don't feel that way
Today. I mean, I'm glad you disagree, but it really isn't the point. The point is, during the season, we talked about we want to see them mix up what they do.
Yes.
And they, for whatever reason, do lean on the mismatch hunting instead of the plays like you mentioned. Why not do exactly what you just pulled up and showed everybody if that game does get close?
I guess I play devil's advocate in my head. It is because if we did it over and over again and they did figure it out, like, you don't want to, I guess you don't want to do it every single time because
Well,
then if they
lose it.
do figure it out, you lose it. And so I guess that's part of it. But yeah, I just wish they did it a little more. I don't know if you know this off the top of your head. How many double digits leads have they blown this year? Because it doesn't feel like a lot. Like, it doesn't
They
feel like
haven't blown a lot.
Exactly.
They don't.
So that's
I
why
mean, I did the whole article on it where it was like they let it get close and then they immediately build it back up. I wasn't afraid of the blown lead layer of it. I was just afraid of, really thought Mitchell had whatever he wanted in this game for a stretch. I was afraid that Donovan Mitchell would show up if the game got close again, and I didn't think Tatum was looking very good in the second half. So I was like, if they're going to duel, Tatum's going to lose.
We have to have an unfortunate conversation. Al Horford looked really bad.
This was all over Twitter today. And so he didn't defend well, which is probably the bigger issue.
And he couldn't shoot. He just couldn't hit his shots.
Okay, so
I'm not as worried about that, though, because you'll just have bad.
40% against Miami. He's shooting 22% this series.
Yeah.
If you want to get worried about Horford, what I would say is, one, this is why Porzingis is important because you don't burn him out. He played 39 minutes today. Probably can't tell you the last time he had to play that many minutes. However, I thought Horford, despite all of that, did not really waver. Thought he really did a great job hustling and hitting the glass. 3 offensive rebounds.
Trying. Yeah.
All of them felt huge. They had one of his offensive rebounds. They missed, I think it was a Tatum 3, and then he got it, and then they had a Jrue 3, and it didn't go. Or Derek White 3. But it was in the fourth quarter. Thought he hustled well. But yes, threes need to drop. Everybody on Twitter talking about the threes.
Do you remember when Al first came back? And it was like, oh, yeah, look at this defense. This is great. He's guarding, he can switch on everything. He can guard.
Came back to the team in 2021, 22.
Yeah. Everyone was like, oh, yeah, that's great. And then last year it was like Trae Young first round. He's like, he's a little bit slower. He can't do it. Donovan Mitchell tonight was like, oof, he's really not that same, thing anymore. It was tough to watch, man. They just hunted him. They were just after him the whole time. And Donovan Mitchell just got, if he had Horford or poor fucking Sam Hauser on him for that one possession, he just got the space and he nailed the 3. And I mean, credit to him. Donovan Mitchell's fucking awesome, but it was tough to watch Horford try to guard him because he just couldn't do it on the perimeter. Mobley was pretty fine. Like he was efficient, but he only took 11 shots. What'd you say?
We lost Prize Picks by 1.5 points on him.
Yeah, I was worried about that. You wanted to fade Tatum too, fucker. Darius Garland couldn't hit his shots. Nobody in the Heat could hit their shots. They shot 12 of 36 from three.
Cavs.
They still shot more threes. What'd I say? The Heat?
Heat.
Yeah. They still shot more threes in the Celtics, which I dislike, which I think is a product of stop fucking mismatch hunting and pass the ball more. You'll get more better threes. But it was fine. Yeah, Horford was really good. Cornette was why can you please play Tillman? It worked so well last game. Just for like 5 minutes. Just like 5 minutes of Tillman. I'm back. I was like dissed RJ. RJ, you're right. My bad. Hand up. 5 minutes of Tillman. Help Horford get his breath a little bit. He's great defender still. They're gonna leave him open from three, but even if you go full Jake Eisenberg, he can still like run the screen and roll and play the same dump and pass because he's a good passer. Just a little bit of Tillman, just to get Horford a little bit more rest. He's more versatile than Luke.
You're right.
I don't get it.
Would help Horford not have to play 39 minutes. I mean, you won this game. I thought I would have liked to see Tatum be a bit better in the fourth. Very, very happy. I mean, don't let that eclipse the rest of the game. Like I thought,
yes,
he did an excellent job of responding to the pressure. He came out with a purpose. He did an excellent job of getting to the free throw line. I actually want to give him credit because at the end of the third quarter, the Celtics were kind of reeling. They obviously went into the fourth up 15, but the Cavs were starting to make that push. Celtics had pushed it to 22. Cavs made their run. Tatum drives to the basket, gets a foul. Does settle for a bad three over Mobley. But then the next possession comes back down and gets to the basket and draws a foul. Hey, gang, let me tell you a little something about Game Time. The NBA playoffs have arrived. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Who doesn't want to get in on the fun? With Game Time, you can experience it with your own eyes. Get yourself great seats to games with even greater prices. That's right. You can save when getting your tickets with Game Time. It's an authorized ticket marketplace of the NBA, which makes getting those playoff tickets even faster and easier. Plus, the prices on Game Time usually go down the closer it gets to tip-off. Who doesn't love to save a little bit of money? I certainly do. I used Game Time back in March when I took the lady to a game. We went to see the Celtics play our Pistons, and it was great. I could look and see what the seat view would be just using the app. Didn't have to be surprised when I showed up. Plus, you do get those last-minute deals. They have the flash deals and zone deals. Zone deals, which you can choose a section of the arena and let Game Time choose those seats. You'll save a little bit of money that way. You can download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. That is an excellent way, or maybe that was at halftime. That's just a great way to end the quarter. He took control. He forced the issue. He didn't get lazy. I didn't love the step back three, but if I'm going to be asked if I would like to see Tatum do the right thing 2 out of 3 times or 1 out of 3, which sometimes it feels like 1 out of 3 when it's clock ticking down, it feels like you made a little bit of progress there. The mindset seemed to be more on the aggressive than the flashy.
Thoughts on this possession? I was
hated
with
it.
Noah. Oh, really? Okay, I wasn't off. I at the time. I was like,
I liked it until now.
I mean, why? You got an open shot. Like, it's wide open.
He's being guarded by Darius Garland.
At the time, I was like, that's an open shot.
There's 11 seconds on the clock.
Yeah. In hindsight, he probably could have worked that more. Gotten down low and either drawn Mobley and kicked it to Horford for 3. The next one is what pissed me off more. Is it this one?
There are good examples of mismatch hunting, and then there are bad ones. The Garland one is a bad example.
This was one that pissed me off more.
Okay.
This made me more mad. Because at least on that one, he had an open
Mitchell on him.
This is wasting time. What are we doing? That one pisses me off. Because it's not even open. You're contested. That one made me more angry. Because, you have so much time to work. Mobley's in the paint, so the driving lane's cut off a little bit, but you can just keep posting up Mitchell. Keep posting up Mitchell.
What
And then
you're
once
saying
one of
about
these guys
Mitchell
inevitably helps. Yes, I
is
get
what
it.
I
You
would
can
have
do it with
liked to
Garland
see
too.
from Garland too.
And I get
Because
that. And in
Jaylen did it
hindsight,
to him.
in hindsight, that is absolutely what Tatum should have done. And I agree. In like going back, I was wrong. Like he should have done a better job backing it down.
Somebody
But
in
that's what
our
makes me more mad.
comments said, I'm looking to see him be great. And I think some of that bully ball would help him go to another level. Not to say some of the shot making tonight wasn't fantastic, but as I'm sitting there watching the lead kind of like dwindle, not get any bigger in the fourth, Cavs hanging around, it's because of some of the shots that you saw. Like they could have worked to get better looks on some of those.
I was counting. He took. Oh, let me start by fourth quarter.
He had 7 shots in the fourth.
Yeah, so he shot 2 of 7.
Mm-hmm.
He was 1 of 4 on shit. The shot clock's done. Go do something, right? So like over half his shots were like, this didn't work. Go figure it out. And he didn't shoot well on those, and he was only 1 of 3 on the others too. But I think that's important context. Jaylen was great though. Shout out Jaylen. He picked a spot. So I want to go back and watch all of his shots because, like I said, it didn't really feel like in the moment that he was this.
Yeah, you might
impactful,
get to
efficient.
see some good mismatch hunting. I don't know if it happened in the fourth or not, but there were a couple that he just bully balled Garland the way that, I mean, Tatum's got a couple inches on Brown. He's got the muscles. Ant was talking about how big Tatum is. Ant was like, when I flex my muscles, that's what Tatum looks normally. So he can absolutely bully ball Darius Garland too. There's no reason he can't. That was brutal.
What was brutal? What happened? I missed it.
This layup miss and transition at the beginning of the game.
Wait, this was a miss?
Sure was.
Oh my god, I didn't even see it. I just thought it went in. That was his first shot of the game, and then he went what?
Then he went 13 of 16.
Yeah, that's
didn't have much of a choice with the 3 seconds in the lane, kind of hanging the balance.
Yeah. What? I didn't like that shot. I remember in the moment, but that was a oh my god.
I didn't either.
Okay. Mismatch hunting. Strus gets downhill.
Tough shot.
Gets. He just made all the tough shots tonight, which is good. Not a complaint. And I mean, Noah was harping on this during the game. Like it feels like they should run more stuff for him. Not only that, like, why don't they run like? Why don't they screen for each other? Like me,
people have been saying that for years.
It doesn't make sense. Like because it's always been a thing, and it doesn't make sense. I don't get it. Like if you use Jaylen as the ball handler and Tatum as a screener, which I mean Joe harped on after game 1, Tatum as a screener, like you'd think putting one of your best scorers on the team and the guy who is like historically great as a screener in the action, it'd probably be pretty good. And they just kind of like say, nah, it's all right. That was a great pass by Derek White.
Good patience by Jaylen on a few of these too.
Jaylen Brown just played his spots in this game, man. Like he played. I don't want to say like he played like a role player, but like outside of the ones where he mismatch hunted, made some tough buckets, like he really did kind of just play like a role player. Like this is gonna sound really stupid. Jaylen Brown in this game played like the Lakers were begging Russell Westbrook to play like for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like just run in transition, right? Attack the paint when you need to, right? Get inside, cut, screen, rolling. Jaylen Brown just played like a role player, except he's fucking Jaylen Brown, so he's elite. Like look at that. Look at
that
him.
was
Look
a
at
big
these strides.
bucket at the time too.
Yeah. Shout out Jaylen. Like Russ probably couldn't have done this, but
when that shot went up, I was like, ooh.
He took his fair share of yikes ones. And he did take some of the end of the shot clock ones. It just Tatum happened to get them all in the fourth quarter. Oh, the Cavs fucked it up so bad.
It was great to see it drop. That was a huge shot. Cavs were pushing back. End of the third quarter, Jaylen straps up.
Sorry, audio listeners. We're watching some of Jaylen's brands. We're watching all of his shots. But yeah, shout out Jaylen. This was a great Jaylen game. I still think Tatum still cover just because he bounced back the way he did. And I just want to make it clear that was a crazy finish. Just because we like
picture the team you can do.
Like I'll look
like high five or something.
It all depends on what I find. Just to clarify, we like picked apart Tatum's fourth quarter shots. Tatum was fucking awesome in this game. Like Tatum was really good. Like I don't want it to be marred. Like the fourth quarter was bad, but up until that point, or especially in the first half in the first quarter, like he was really good. Like you could tell he was back. You could tell he was making an impact. His defense was awesome. Like This was a good Tatum game, which is the ending was like, it was like instead of the cherry on top, it's like you put fucking, I don't know what's bad food. I don't know.
Cherry on top. Maybe like put an
lost
olive
it.
on the ice cream sundae.
Yeah, you put a yeah, that's good. I like that. You put an olive instead of a cherry.
No, I mean, we praised him at the top of the show. Before I
Mhm.
was like, his fourth quarter was bad. I was like, he did a really great job. I think it was halftime. I made the mistake of saying third quarter. Halftime, he closed really, really well. Got to the free throw line. Just forced the Cavs to have to foul him going downhill. He was like, hey, I'm actually better than everybody. Remember?
Mhm.
And played like it. So big credit to him. You mentioned the hustle. I was so impressed with his work on the glass, much like game 1. I just hope he carries it over into game 4. I did see during the broadcast, they showed some clips of him on the bench getting his arm treated, shooting arm with ice.
Interesting. There are no good pictures from this game.
Oh no!
Period. Not even just Tatum. Like, there's just no fucking good pictures from this. Might have to cobble something together. That's annoying.
Since this is really all the people are going to get tomorrow, Knicks Pacers 2-1. Pacers big boy ball yesterday.
Respect.
Nemhard. Somebody tweeted the Dude Perfect clip of the basketball stereotypes and the guy that misses all the threes but makes the game winner, and they were like, "This is Nemhard."
Yeah, respect. You gotta have the confidence, man. Nemhard.
Oh, big respect. Awesome. Nemhard has all my respect right now. The most respected player in the NBA.
Yeah. Nuggets not dead.
Nuggets not dead.
Nuggets not dead. What else? Mavs.
Derek Lively beats Hackashack.
Yeah, Thunder tried to Hackashack. Derek Lively shot 8 of 12 from the free throw line. It's ice. It's ice in the veins right there.
It's bizarre because he went 2 for 2 and then they did it again.
Yeah, I don't get it. And doubled down.
You're playing against Luka and Kyrie, but like, you really don't trust your defense.
They didn't play well either. They didn't play well. PJ Washington took the most shots on the team, and you lost. Yikes.
Feels like they kind of smoked that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Bruins dead.
Bruins dead. Are they down 3-1 now?
2-1.
2-1. This arena is deafening. Like genuinely hurt my. I had to wear my headphones during the game. It was hurting. Like it hurt my ears. And I'm not saying like the crowd, just the arena noise. Like the arena noise, the microphones, everything they did was like I'm gonna have permanent hearing damage from what is happening. It is really, really bad. I had to put on my headphones and just like so it would be like muffled. Not fun. Didn't like it. Cleveland's fine though. Actually, Cleveland's kind of nice. The rumor is there's not much to do, but it's nice. It's fine. It's a fine city. It's cool to walk around. The arena's cool. I like the arena. But yeah. Anything else? Did we miss anything from this game? Pritchard couldn't make his shots. Hauser was whatever.
Pritchard took one shot. Oh wait, nope.
Who?
Nope. I had the
Pritchard?
fourth quarter box score up.
Sorry. Was he 2 of 4?
Was 2 of 4.
Yeah, 2 of 4. Pritchard. Noah just looks at me. She goes, "He was 2 of 4." She heard me slander Pritchard. I was thinking of last game. Was he 1 of 6 last game?
No, I have to defend that guy.
I just got corrected live on air. Yeah, Pritchard was good. He was fine. He was still a negative in the box score.
Deserves like a Purple Heart for this game. The like momentum saving 3.
And Noah, only one person in the regular rotation was a minus in the. Yeah, no, everyone was good though. It was fine. I'd like to see some Tillman minutes though. That's my only gripe. Horford. Oof. I was glad to see Derek White get his rhythm back too, but
that was big because he started. Let's just do second half. Derek White. Yeah, he was 3 of 8 from 3, so he missed his first 3. Second half, White was 4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. Very solid.
Found it. That's big time. You need that. You need that so bad. So good for him. All right. Anything else?
Win game 4, please. Please.
Also,
keep the
apologies.
fucking pressure on.
While I'm in Cleveland, probably won't be able to do full pods just because my laptop can't handle it. Can't handle the editing. So you'll get these 30-ish minutes and then one back in Boston. You'll get the normal ones. But yeah, finish it. I agree. Would be cool. Would be nice. Cleveland's been cool, but coming back for a day probably wouldn't be my ideal situation. Anyways, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll wrap it up.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. We're coming at you with videos like this every morning at 5 a.m. We have game recaps morning after, full pods, typically Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Like Jack said, he's in Cleveland. You're just going to get these for now. Talking C's live on the channel Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, tentatively. Celtics the round table Tuesdays around 6, and Jack and I are live for pregame a half hour before every game. So come hang out. It's a ton of fun. We're on Spotify and Apple too. If you follow us there, you're going to get these pods and game recaps right into your feed. So leave a 5-star review. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Tell us what you thought. Sure you have something to say. Socials, at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's just the name of the pod. You can find our streams there. You can find them on YouTube, and you can find them on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jack's One NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe.